All right, welcome everyone to the first official video of gameplay for Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos Joey the Passion. When I say gameplay, I should clarify, because this video, right off the bat, there's going to be no actual dueling. We were just going to go over deck construction. So if you're looking for the gameplay only, skip this video, wait to the next one. We will see you there. But hey, stick around. I want to go over, like I said in my introduction video, if you haven't watched the introduction video, please do so. The purpose of this channel is to go slow. We're going to go at a slow pace. We're going to go through each card. We're going to understand what each card does. That's kind of what I want and what I hope my audience comes to appreciate as well. Because when I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, I like to know what each card does, and sometimes creators just go too fast. And that's kind of one of the main reasons why I really don't like the new format, because it's just very fast paced. So before we even get into deck construction, let me kind of tell you guys what the purpose of this series is in terms of completion, and that's going to do with the card list. I will go over this in the next video as well, but card list. As you can see, we have 10.5% of the card list complete. There are 350 cards. We have 37. So the goal is going to be to complete this entire section. I believe in this Joey the Passion one, when you win a duel, depending on what duel you did, you either win 1 or you win 3 cards. And if you do not get new cards, you can replace those cards 1 time, I think, to try to get new. So this game should probably go a lot faster than the other 2 that we do plan to play, and we will play the other 2, which is Kaiba the Revenge and Yugi something, which I'm gonna have to look up after this. But the reason I'm starting with Joey the Passion is each of the 3 series, so Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey, has its own unique card list, which we can see here. But if you beat one of them in order, so if I were to start with Yugi, I could transfer Yugi cards to Kaiba, and then I could transfer Kaiba cards to Joey. That is why I'm starting backwards, actually. That is one of the main reasons I am starting backwards, because I want each unique card set to be in just that series. So we're going to go with Joey, then we're going to go to Kaiba, and then we're going to go to Yugi, so that we can only use the cards that were meant for that series. That way we kind of get some more unique decks, and we get to try some more unique things. So let's jump into deck construction. So it seems we start with the 42 cards. Obviously, there are duplicates. You only need 40 to play with, and I probably will be getting rid of some of these cards because they're not good. Let's start at the bottom here and work our way backwards. Backup Soldier. So you can activate this card when there are 5 or more monsters in your graveyard. Take 3 monster cards, except monsters with effects, within an attack of 1,500 points or less from your graveyard, and add them to your hand. Yeah, I mean, this is an okay card. We're gonna see. We do have a lot of 1,500 or less attack monsters that are normal, but we won't for long, because 1,500 is very weak for a normal monster card. But for now, probably a card that we can hold on to and use. So, Magical Cylinder. So these are trap cards, by the way, just for anyone that is new to Yu-Gi-Oh! This pinkish color represents trap cards. Magical Cylinders. This is a amazing card, staple card. It's probably never going to leave our deck. So negate the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflict direct damage equal to the attacking monster's attack to your opponent's life points. This is such a good card. You can win duels with just this card if your opponent is attacking with something like super powerful. It can totally reverse the state of the game. What I really like about this card is not only does it inflict the direct damage to your opponent, but you can then, that monster that is attacking, that's it, it's done. So again, you're facing off against something that's much higher than you, and you can just stop that attack and deal direct damage to your opponent. So really good card. Next, we have Call of the Haunted as a trap card. This is a continuous trap card, meaning it will stay on the field forever. You can see that from this little infinity sign here. So Call of the Haunted, select one monster from your graveyard and special summon it in face-up attack position. When this card is destroyed or removed from the field, The summon monster is destroyed, and if the summoned monster is destroyed, this card is also summoned. This is another really, really great card. Not only does it allow you to get a card back onto the field for free, basically, but there's so many implications for what you can do with this card. So if it's your turn and you're using Call of the Haunted, you could then, it's a special summon, right? So you haven't used your actual summon stage yet. You can tribute it and get something much more powerful on the field. You could bring out 2 monsters, and then you have at least 2 shields or 2 attackers. If it's your opponent's turn, you can use this as a block. So your opponent's about to attack you directly, you use this card, and you can bring something that has either takes the damage for you, and then you lose the card, or is a higher attack monster, and he has to stop his attack. So many implications for this card. Really good card. Probably going to stay with us for a very long time. Magic Jammer. Discard 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. This is a pretty good card. There are some very powerful spell cards, and we have some of those, which we will go over soon. The discarding 1 card thing is not really my cup of tea. It's wasting resources, and in this game, resources, meaning cards, are very valuable. It is a counter card. So as you can see right here, this is what that little backwards arrow means. Meaning you could play it as your opponent is doing things, or you're doing things, or anything of that nature. So it will stay with us. I mean, it's not going anywhere right now because our deck is super weak, but we'll see if it stays with us for the long term. Chain Destruction, I don't like this card. I'm probably going to remove it to get us down to 40, but we'll go over what it is first. So you can activate this card when a monster with an attack of 2,000 points or less is summoned, including special summon. This monster is not destroyed, but all monster cards of the same name in the summoning player's hand and deck are destroyed. The summoning player's deck is then shuffled. So, I mean, this is a copy card, right? Like, you have to have copies in your deck. And some decks, I mean, if there are good cards, you are definitely going to keep copies of them. But the fact that the original monster is not destroyed and any copies are, it's not really good. I know in the actual anime, Yugi used this against the Rare Hunter and the Exodia thing. I mean, there's all different things you could say about that particular series, and like, you're not supposed to have copies of Exodia because it breaks the rule. I know he's a Rare Hunter and he doesn't play by the rules, blah, 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 but like, not a lot of purpose, I think, in this card. Don't think it's going to stay, but that's what it does. Torrential Tribute, really good card. Love this card. I use this card all the time as like I'm in a bad situation and I need to get out of it. So the card reads, you can activate this card when a monster is summoned, including flip summon and special summon, destroy all monsters on the field. So you're in a bad situation, right? Your opponent's got a very, very high attack monster. You got nothing to block it. You got nothing that you can really do to get that card off the field. Use this card. Get rid of it. Even if you got monsters on your side of the field. It's just a good way to reset the board and get things back into your favor. Next, we're going into the Magic cards. So Magic cards represented by this green color here. So this is Graceful Dice, and it's a staple of Joey's deck. It's probably not going to remain in our deck for very long, but hey, we'll see. It really depends on the cards we win, right? So you're going to roll 1 6-sided die. The result is multiplied by 100 points and added to the attack and defense of all monsters you control until the end of your turn. Monsters summoned after this card's activation are excluded. So it's a gamble, right? That's kind of the point of the dice there. It could be anywhere from 100 to 600. 600's okay, but the fact that this is only allows you to go for until the end of your turn. So, and it's a quick spell here, so like you could play it technically on your opponent's turn and block an attack, but the fact that it doesn't stay and it's not continuous, I don't really like this card. It's okay. It's not going to go anywhere right now because, again, we have a very weak deck, but it's not good. Giant Tundra, mid card, right? It returns all spell and trap cards on the field to the respective owner's hand. So if you need to get to your opponent that turn, because it could end the duel, or your opponent has something that's going to impact whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to summon a very powerful monster, getting all those cards off the field so that you have a clear board and a clear path to whatever you're trying to do is good. But it's only for that turn, right? Your opponent could then turn around, put all those cards back down, and then what's the point? So it's going to stay, but probably not for long, I would imagine. Tribute to the Doom. I love this card from a personal standpoint. It's a very good card, in my opinion, but it's one of my favorite cards, and I'll explain why in a second. But what it does, discard one card from your hands to the graveyard to destroy one monster card on the field, regardless of position. So immediately you can see the impact this card has, right? It gets rid of whatever's on the field that you can't deal with. Your opponent's got a 2600 attack monster on the field. You got nothing to handle that. You discard one card and you destroy it. Why I personally love this card is I actually won a tournament, a friendly tournament. I didn't really play competitively when I was younger, but like a friendly tournament with my friends due to this card. And I was in such a bad spot in that tournament. I just remember like I was one turn, if not two, away from defeat, and I drew Tribute to the Doom. I had something else in my hand, which I don't remember what I discarded, and Monster Reborn. And if you're seeing where I'm going with this, you can see what happened. I was able to knock off my opponent's biggest threat on the field, which at the time I believe was a Blue Eyes, if I remember, because he was playing a Blue Eyes kind of related deck. Was able to get rid of the Blue Eyes, and then I had Monster Reborn, used Monster Reborn, brought back the Blue Eyes on my side, completely changed the entire duel, and I won in the next 2 or 3 turns, I believe. So, love this card. It's probably going to stay with us for a while. Card of Safe Return. So, when a monster is special summoned to the field from your graveyard, you can draw one card from your deck. Mid card. It's not easy to special summon in this format, so... And there's really nothing that you can gain except for the draw and the hope of getting a really good card. It's not like there is no Exodia in this Joey the Passion. That's in the Yu-Gi-Oh one, so it's not like we're trying to draw for Exodia. So it will stay for now, but I don't see it staying for a very long time. Mystical Space Typhoon, again, another counter spell. This is a staple of Yu-Gi-Oh in general. I'm sure people are very familiar with this. It destroys one spell or trap card on the field. And that's really good because spell or trap cards are what run this. It can change what run the duels and what can change the whole landscape of the duels. So great card. We got 2 of them. Very happy to see that. Polymerization, the way fusions should be. That's just my little sidebar, not the way that fusions currently are. I very much am a firm believer that if you want a fusion monster, you need to use polymerization. That's just old school Yu-Gi-Oh in me. So this fuses 2 fusion materials to create the new fusion monster. We do have a fusion monster, so let's go over that now. We have the Alligator Sword Dragon. It's a crap fusion. It requires Baby Dragon, which we have, and Alligator Sword, which we will get to. You can inflict direct damage to your opponent's life points with this card if the only attributes of monster cards on your opponent's side of the field are Earth, Water, or Fire. So potential to impact to direct damage. It's a card. It's probably going to go away. And I don't even know if we are going to be using fusion monsters in general. It just depends on what we win. If we get some stronger fusion monsters, we'll consider it and the material needed, but whatever. Change of Heart. Love this card. It's a staple of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's in the anime. It's all over the place. So select and control one of your opposing monsters, regardless of position on the field, until the end of your turn. So you're mainly going to use this card to either take your opponent's monster and you're going to win that turn, right? You're going to take that card and you're going to start racking up life point damage to him. Or you're going to take this card, you're going to take your opponent's monster and tribute it to get it off the field. Because the only downside of this card, which everyone knows, is it's until the end of your turn. So if you're only sealing it for that one turn and it's just going to go right back to your opponent, not a lot of ability there. So Monster Reborn, another staple of the series, right? Everyone knows this card. Select one monster card from either your opponent or your own graveyard and place it on the field under your control in attack or defense position. This is considered a special summon. This card is just amazing, right? So you could, not only is it doesn't count against your one summon for that turn, but the fact that you can flip a duel, getting the most powerful monster in the graveyard, whether it be yours or your opponent's, onto your side of the field, priceless. So that's going to stay with us forever. I don't see that going anywhere. And this card is also going to stay with us forever. I don't see us going anywhere. This is what the superior to Giant Toon-Tray, right? This actually destroys all your opponent's spell and trap cards on the field. So spell and traps are very important in this game, as spell are in the new age. I know traps are kind of a thing of the past in the new age, but hey, we gotta break through barriers to get to the opponent's life points, and this is gonna stay with us. All right, let's go through the monsters now. We're going to go through the effect monsters first, which is represented by this, I don't know what color you'd consider this, brown, maybe? Like light brown. Let's call it light brown. I don't really know what we'd say that. You can correct me in the comments if you want. That's cool. So Penguin Soldier. I like this card. It has a lot of use. You're not using this card for its attack and defense, right? 750 attack, 500 defense, only 2 stars. But its effect is very valuable. It's a flip summon, so you're going to play this in face down defense position. And what you can do is you can return up to 2 monster cards from the field to your owner's hand. So if your opponent has a attributed monster on your field and you need it off the field, you play this card. And when this card is destroyed, which it probably will be, that attributed monster goes back onto your opponent's hand, and he's got to find a way to attribute it back onto the field. I also love this card because if you flip on your turn, not only can you bring your opponent's monster back to this hand, but then you could put this back in your hand, and then you could play it again in face down defense position, and you can reset it all over again and use it. So good card. It's going to stay with us for at least the time being. I don't see it going anywhere. It probably might stay with us the whole time. I do like Penguin Soldier. Morphing Jar number 2. Really good card. This is you use this card when you're in a pinch and you need to find a way out of the pinch. So let's talk about it. It's a flip effect too, so it's got to be in face down defense position to use. You're going to return all monster cards on the field to their respective decks and shuffle them. You and your opponent then pick up cards until you both have the same number of monster cards, level 4 or lower, that were returned to each deck. Special summon the monsters on the field in face down defense position. Any of their cards picked up are discarded to the graveyard. There's a lot to this card. Again, if your opponent's got a huge monster on the field, 2600 attack or whatever, and you can't deal with it, you play this, it goes back to his deck, and because it's definitely higher than a level 4 monster, it's not coming back out anytime soon. I also like this card because you pick up the same number of cards that were discarded until you have that onto the field. So like there's a chance to burn a bunch of your opponent's magic or trap cards. I mean, there's a chance to burn a bunch of your own magic or trap cards too, but if you're using this card, you're in a pinch and you need to get rid of it. So I like this card. It's staying with us for the time being. Nimble Mamonga, excuse me. So effect of this is when this card is sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, increase your life points by 1,000 points. You can also take cards of the same name from your deck and special summon them to the field in face down defense position. The deck is then shuffled. This card is good if you have copies of it. So on its own, 1,000 attack and increasing your life points by 1,000 are right? Not really the best. But if you can get 2 more Nimble Mamongas onto the field, really, really good value for tribute tokens or just to protect your life points. So right now, it sucks, but has potential. Sangan. Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster. Everyone knows Sangan, right? When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, move 1 monster with an attack of 1,500 or less from your deck to your hand, and then your deck is then shuffled. I know this card is used a bunch in the Exodia decks, at least during my age and era, but it has value because it can get you something of a 1,500 attack less into your hand. So that will stay with us. Very similar Witch of the Black Forest, which is used to counter into Sangan, but it's a very similar effect. So when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, move 1 monster with a defense of 1,500 or less from your deck and your hand. Your deck is then shuffled. These aren't good attacking monsters by any means. Sagan or Witch of the Black Forest, you can tell. 1,000 attack, 600 defense, 3-star. This is a 4-star with a 1,100 attack and 1,200 defense. But they have value for getting cards into your hands. So they'll stay with us at least for the time being. We'll see what happens there. Zombra the Dark, 2,100 attack, 500 defense. It's a 4-star monster. Now, 2,100 attack for old age Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very high. And when you have a very high attack, usually breaking the 1,900 barrier, they come with negative effects. That's just normally how it happens. I'm talking over 1,900 attack, 4-star or less, because that's a non-tributed monster. So this is one of those cards that has a negative effect. So it cannot attack your opponent directly, so you're never going to deal that 2,100 to your opponent directly, but it also has the negative effect of each time this card destroys a monster in battle, decrease the attack of this card by 200. Now, that sounds bad, and it is, but it's not also the end of the world, because 1,900 is like what you want for a 4-star or less attack monster. That's very high, like I said. So this card has use. It's 2100 attack. Each time it attacks, it's going to go down, right? 200. So 1900, still useful. 1700, I would say, is still useful in this format. After that, meh. But you can get some use out of this card, and you can definitely use this as a blocker for anything that's your opponent throws at you that it has less than 2100 attack, so you're not taking that direct damage. Goblin Attack Force, again, what I just said applies so Zomber of the Dark applies to the Goblin Attack Force. You're over 1900, so you're at 2300 as a non-tributed monster, so you're going to have a negative effect. And this one has a very big negative effect, but I do like this card. The effect is when this card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase. This position cannot be changed during your next turn, and you got a 0 defense. So this is basically a one-shot go, right? You're going to use this card. It's going to go in defense. It's going to get destroyed. But 2300 attack is nothing to bulk at. There are tribute monsters that are not that high. You can use this also as a shield. You put it in attack position and you don't use it. And you just have a 2300 attack monster on the field protecting you at all times. So, like this card, it's definitely going to stay. Buster Blader. So we have our first tribute monster of the lot. So this is a 7-star monster. So anything 5 to 6, just for you new players, 5 to 6 requires 1 tribute, and we'll get to that when we get to the gameplay, like what I mean by tribute and all that. But 7-star requires 2. And so we have 2600 attack and 2300 defense, so pretty good. The attack of this card increases by 500 points for every dragon-type monster on your opponent's side of the field and graveyard. I mean, Joey's premier card is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Maybe we'll see that card. He also has got the baby dragons, which we have too, so I can see this card being useful in the beginning, probably not towards the end. I don't really like 2 tribute monsters in general myself, so it will stay with us, but for how long, we'll see. All right, the rest of these cards, represented by this tan or yellow, are all normal, so they have no effects. So all we're looking at when we look at the normal cards is the attack and defense and the stars. That's all we care about. Don't need to look at this anymore because it's irrelevant. So Island Turtle, 4-star, so no tribute. It has an 1100 attack, which sucks, but 2000 defense. That is very, very high for this format. This will stay with us. That is a good defense monster, so we're happy about that. Baby Dragon sucks. It is a 1200 attack, 700 defense. 3-star monster, so no tribute, but it's not going to stay very long. It will stay for the time being because it's part of the material needed for Alligator Sword Dragon, but it's not going to stay long. Greatest, again, not a good card. It's a 4-star monster, 1200 attack, 800 defense. Nothing to write home about. I might even get rid of it after we go through deck construction here. The Gross Ghost of Field Dreams, 1300 attack, but 1800 defense. 1800 is pretty good, so we're happy about that. We will take that. That's not too bad. Tiger Axe, 4-star, 1300, 1100, not good. We got 2 of them. Headless Knight, 4-star, 1450 and 1700. 1700 is mid for this format, so it will stay, but for how long, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Gamma the Magnet Warrior, 1500, 1800. Like I said, 1800 is pretty good, so that will stay with us. And 1500 is not too bad for a combo there, so we can use this card for attack or defense. Unlike something like probably Island Turtle that we're mainly focusing on defense, this card we can use kind of either or, so it has utility. Alligator Sword, 1500 attack, 1200 defense, 4-star monster, so no tribute. Besides it being used for this Alligator Sword Dragon, it's going to go away soon, I can tell you that much. Axe Raider, 1700 attack, 1150 defense. Not bad. This is pretty good. Probably going to stay with us. No tribute needed. It's good. We got 2 of them. Gadget Soldier, 1800 attack, 2000 defense, but it is a 6-star monster, which means it requires a tribute. When you look at something like what we're going to get to, Gemini Elf, let's just do that. Gemini Elf, 4-star, 1900 attack, 900 defense. So back to Gadget Soldier. This requires a sacrifice. This does not. This has higher attack. It's just, this card is trash. Gadget Soldier's trash. We're going to get rid of it sooner rather than later. But again, Gemini Elf, this is the peak of the 4-star normal monsters. 1900 attack. You're not beating that in this format. I don't think 1900 was broken for a normal star monster with no negative effects or anything for a very long time. I'm trying to think of like some cards they're higher than that. I'm thinking of other 1900 cards like Luster Dragon right now. So put it in the comments. I can't remember. Someone tell me what was like another 1 through 4 star normal monster that had more than 1900 attack. Yeah, tell me. I would look it up if you tell me. Slot Machine, horrible card. 7-star monster, 2000 attack, 2300 defense. This requires 2 tributes. This is bad. We are going to get rid of this card. It is not going to stay with us. And Flame Service, not too sad about this card. 6 stars, so only 1 tribute. 2100 attack, 1800 defense. So we can definitely use that with the 2100 attack. So to play this game, you need 40 cards. We have 42. I'm just going to get rid of some, like, Slot Machine is trash. We don't want Slot Machine in there. That would give us, I think we can organize by level. So let's do that. That would give us 1, 2, 3 tributed monsters. But yeah, we can hold on to the tree. I don't like Gadget Soldier, but it has use if we need to chain it with like something like Change of Heart to get rid of something on my opponent's side of the field. So we'll hold it for now, but it's going to go fast. I can tell you that much. And like I said, I don't like Chain Destruction. I don't see you using it. We're going to get rid of that. There are some other cards I really want to get rid of, like Gratis. But again, if I go to Gratis, you see how that went red. It's 39 now. So we have some pretty crappy cards that we really need to get rid of, but we got to win cards in order to do that. So all right, that's deck construction. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. But like I said, I like to know what cards do. So when we use them, we actually get to experience them. And I will go through, again, what cards do as we do our duels. And we'll come back here soon to hopefully add and subtract from the deck. But thank you so much for just hanging out with me and being a part of this video. If you did enjoy, consider liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff, or don't. I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm just here to have a good time. So if you're having a good time, I'm having a good time. But all right, later.